Struggling to make healthy lifestyle changes, even though you know these are things you should be doing in order to be healthier and improve your well being, you are not alone. What oftentimes clients who come to me with this issue have in common is that their focus is on the wrong things. And here's how we can shift our focus so that we can create healthy, sustainable habits for the long term. Many of us will get health advice, maybe from a doctor, a warning about what will happen to us if we don't make healthy lifestyle choices, or maybe we read about it or we see something on social media and we know we should be doing something and yet we fall short on making any real lasting change. The reason this happens is because it's tapping into what we're usually tapping into is fear-based motivation. So if our doctor says you need to do this or else you'll develop diabetes, or you need to do this or else you might have a heart attack in 10 years, that doesn't really work for long-term habit change. When we focus on fear, it motivate us to make a short-term change, but oftentimes what happens is patients will go back to their normal way of being after the fear kind of wears off. And Dr. Dean Ornish actually talked about this decades ago when he was trying to figure out, why aren't my patients sticking to their statin regimen? And he became very famous for talking about lifestyle changes or lifestyle medicine. And what he found with his patients is that fear was not a good motivator. What was the best motivator was joy of living and tapping into what is it that makes you feel good now. And I talk about this a lot with my coaching patients when I want to help them make sustainable habit changes, those things that they know they should be doing, but aren't able to implement on their own. So what we usually do is consider 5 questions. And so I'm going to share them with you today. The first one is, what is the desired healthy habit that you want? Write that down. Now for that habit, consider what are the immediate benefits you get. This helps you tap into what makes me feel good now. Then consider, for the third question, what are the long-term benefits? So it's both short-term and long-term. But if you engage in this new healthy behavior, what do you expect to happen in 90 days, a year's time? Then consider, for the fourth question, how does this healthy habit reinforce what's most valuable to you in life? Which might be your, feeling good, being well, having mobility, having freedom, setting an example for your children, being around for your kids, having energy for your grandkids. I mean, there's infinite number of values that this can tap into, but what is it for you? We really need to get at what your why is. And then the last thing to consider is, how would this healthy habit improve your life in 5 years? So these questions really tap into what's important to you, what will make you feel good now, what will make you feel good in a year. And by doing that and focusing on the joy of living or the short-term benefits or what makes you feel good now in the moment, you're much more likely to desire to do this new healthy behavior. So instead of doing a healthy habit or trying to establish a healthy habit out of fear or to avoid something negative possibly happening in the distant future, we start doing things because they feel good now. We do them because they're going to make our life better now and in the future. We do them because they reinforce what's important to us right now in this moment. And so by doing that, we're tapping into intrinsic motivation. It comes from within, rather than that extrinsic motivation that comes from simple knowledge. Because a lot of times our healthy habit change isn't a knowledge issue, it's a habit issue. So it's not about knowing what to do, it's about tapping into why you should be doing it and reinforcing that level of motivation that will make it a habit for you. It doesn't have to feel overwhelming. When we do this, when we tap into our intrinsic motivation, suddenly we're not doing something because it's a chore or we feel like we have to do it. We're doing it because we want to do it. And that's key. This intrinsic motivation is already within you. It's already there. You just need to tap into it. And in this way, prioritizing your health and wellness is a lot less overwhelming. It doesn't have to feel like a chore. We can really simplify the process. If you're struggling, consider reaching out to a health and wellness coach so that you can tap into your intrinsic motivation that's already there. In the meantime, consider signing up for my newsletter, Take 5. It's full of simple, science-based solutions for a calmer, healthier life. Consider these questions this week. See if you can really start to shift your focus to those things that are important and feel good to you in the moment. Let me know how it goes.